timid hemp growers. The people that are on the Kentucky Hemp Commission just returned from Colorado, where they're actually growing hemp. It is in the ground, and the farmers are growing the hemp. You know, we can't wait around for the federal government to tell us everything. 21
That's right.
This is a natural right. This is a natural right. And, you know, who owns our bodies? The state, or do we own ourselves individually? The 21 states that have passed those understand that the federal law is in place. And a lot of what you saw going on in California, where they were going in and busting the dispensaries and stuff, a lot of these people are trying to work outside of what that law is. They weren't paying taxes. They weren't getting local licensing requirements. The federal government's really not going after people like William Ball and like Mr. Chambers here.
Thompson.
So the question is, could they under federal law?
Could they? Absolutely. Could they? Absolutely. It's still the law. The 21 states have done it. They're going forward with it. There's no sense in Kentucky being timid. We should be a little freer and braver stay here. Thanks.
Amen.
Well, thank you for the question, Senator Buford. It's an honor to be here. I'm originally from West Virginia, and I taught in Missouri.
Could you hold it just a minute? We've got a couple of, they got to leave at 2 o'clock, I think. Senator Bowen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Simon, I suppose this question's for you or Senator Clark. Either one of you can answer this. And I thought you were going to get to this point in your presentation or when you came to the table, but does law enforcement, and I didn't hear this, does law enforcement have an official position on this issue?
I don't believe there's an official.
Okay, so they, right now,
but
Kentucky State Police or nobody?
Louisville Police Department now, if there's a small amount of marijuana, you will not be physically arrested. You will be cited only, because the physical arrest, you have to go to jail, and you have, all the other costs that are involved with that arrest. So by just writing a citation, like a ticket, person receives the penalty, goes to court, pays the fine, or whatever.
Okay, and then one follow-up, if I could, Mr. Chairman. Let me ask this question, Senator, and then you can come back to me. But in the gentleman's case or we mentioned heroin, and obviously the tremendous problem we have with heroin. Are those first-time users? Do people just gravitate from nothing to heroin, or is there a gateway drug that gets them to heroin?
Alcohol don't be a gateway drug.
Cigarettes.
I mean, I'm just asking for information purposes. Okay, I'm naive on this. I want to make an educated decision, but
no, it is not. Alcohol is the ultimate gateway drug. And Sanjay Gupta on his special last week, he talked about that very fact. Is marijuana, we're talking about recreation use now, a gateway to drug? He said there's no factual evidence to back up that unfounded fear at all. There's nothing there. In the 1860s, the late 1860s, when we had heroin and alcohol problems in the United States, desperately had opium, had the opium dens and alcohol. They used the medicinal, they used marijuana tinctures to take people off both alcohol and opiums. So they use it as an exit drug. And it's still a really good, strong exit drug right now.
okay, these questions are for information.
I understand,
Okay? We're not going to learn anything unless we ask these questions. And let me, one final question here. Does the medical community have a position on this? I've not heard anything from...
Some do, some don't. We've got doctors.
I could answer that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a member of an organization, a board member called Patients Out of Time. And our organization is the only organization in the United States that is sanctioned by the AMA, the American Medical Association, and the ANA, the American Nurses Association, to teach doctors and nurses about medical cannabis, to where they get continuing education credit. So we put a conference on every 2 years. You can go to our website, download our previous conference, and get your CE credits for that. So the AMA and ANA want their doctors and nurses to learn about it, and we're sanctioned as the only organization to teach them.
Which I'd like to add to that. I've spoken to Ms. Mary Lynn Mathery, who is one of the founders of that association. She is willing and able to come to Kentucky to teach these medical conferences for medical professionals. I have been in contact with the University of Louisville and the University of Kentucky. The University of Kentucky was stated that basically they would like to hold the conferences. It's all the things that are impeding this from occurring is funding issues. If we were able to find the funding, they would be willing to hold the conferences and to teach medical professionals conferences about this. So the conversation has been started.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.